all do something to improve our looks. It's just a matter of how far we're willing to go.
I don't think that man abs and little bitty tanorexic lollipop heads are hot. I don't find that attractive.
Let's say your nose is like a little like this, and you could do something so it's just like this. Why not do it?
An unbelievable inner Jocelyn Wildenstein. Google that woman.
Hi, this is Daphne Brown with Cool Mom, and I take as my launching pad for this discussion on Momversation this recent interview with Joan Rivers in the New York Times Sunday magazine. I love Joan Rivers. She's a comedy legend. She's brilliant, and you know, she's always said her mind, and she's very honest about the plastic surgery she's had. She's 75, and yeah, she looks like she's had some work done, but you know what? She's sold enough jewelry. She can do it if she wants. I really don't judge moderate plastic surgery. I think it's totally fine for men or women. If I could get my husband to get Botox, I would drive him there because I think he could use it. I've done Botox. I've blogged about that before. I'm wondering how you guys all feel about that, because there's a stigma of sort of like, oh, you're so superficial if you're doing that. And you're like, well, you know, newsflash, we live in a superficial society. And I get my hair colored and, you know, amongst other things, go to the gym, whatever. So why not?
I used to be really self-righteous when it came to growing old gracefully and naturally and all of that jazz. I used to be all, well, God gave us these bodies and this is what we're supposed to look like and we have to grow old naturally. But then as I got older, I started thinking, you know, God also gave us people who invented boob jobs and boob lifts. It's all about where do you draw the line. And unless you're a Quaker or Amish or Pentecostal, really, you shush it.
Even if you're Pentecostal, shush it. I do think that growing older has allowed me to be a little bit more lenient, but I still am very proud of those who are comfortable enough in your own skin to kind of just grow old with what God gave you. If there's no business reason or health reason to get plastic surgery, I just don't advocate it.
Like, we recently had on my show, Jacqueline Smith on the show. She's like 62. And I always say, you can tell she had just enough done. Not too much. Doesn't look freaky at all. And you have to be pretty up close before you go, oh, I think she had a little this and that, you know?
I really like Jamie Lee Curtis. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I adore that woman. She has been on, I don't know how many, she's been on a magazine cover. She's been in a ton of different magazines. And she doesn't want to be photoshopped. I mean, she posed in her bra and underwear, for crying out loud. And she was just natural. She was just being herself. And it just showed me how off base we are as a society. Like, we don't even really know what's hot anymore.
Would I say go get big hooters? No. But let's say your nose is like a little like this, and you could do something so it's just like this. Why not do it? In my business, you know, women who get a little bit of work done, I don't blame them for any work, any kind of work, if it's going to actually translate into making more money.
When I was younger, I did model from the age of about 14 to 22. There wasn't any pressure to get any plastic surgery per se, but you knew which girls got the work and what kind of look you needed. The one thing I did do is I had my teeth bonded when I was probably 15 years old. The thing is because I did that, I was someday going to have to redo it. So I was lucky that they lasted over 20 years, but still I had to shell out, you know, $6,000 to have 4 teeth redone.
Would I ever have plastic surgery? No. I don't know. I don't want to say no and then, you know, be a hypocrite 30 years later. I used to have awesome boobs, and then I had 2 children and I breastfed both of those children, and they went from being like this. It was actually diagram time. I made a diagram. They actually went from being like a backwards C to more like an upside down P. Is that horrible?
Let's face it, you know, motherhood, it harms the body.
I think my mother's a beautiful woman. She's never had plastic surgery. She doesn't even prevent the gray from coming in. And she's gorgeous. And part of it is how it comes out. I mean, just your personality exudes. You know, you can't substitute plastic for personality.
I think there's a lot of gray areas with plastic surgery. I certainly wouldn't ever want to send the message to my daughter that it'd be a good idea for when she gets older to have, you know, breast implants so that, you know, men find her more attractive or anything like that. That's why it's like just a little bit of discreet. That's why I kind of like, you know, little Botox or little lift and tuck here, very simple. I think, absolutely when it gets extreme, then you do start to think that somebody is, needs to spend the money on therapy or having someone give them a hug, and instead it's uncomfortable.
Join the Momversation at momversation.com.